Hey, Fanboy Nation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
You're watching.
We're watching. You're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy. Fanboy.
Fanboy.
Fanboy.
A fanboy, etc.
Fanboy Nation.
Dot. I assume Tom.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to speak with this man for Eat Wheaties, but now we get to make up for it with Poupelle of Chimney Town. Tony Hale, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, man.
Listen, if I could list all your accolades, we'd run out of time for the interview. So let's just say you're killing it right now.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations on this voiceover dub. The original's in Japanese, and here we are with the English dub. It was running at Newport Beach Film Festival and quite a few other ones. And here we are getting its theatrical release. So congratulations.
Thank you. It's a beautiful movie. Really beautiful.
I typically don't like preachy movies, and this isn't a preachy one. I mean, it has a message, thankfully, but it's not, hit you over the head with a Harley Quinn-sized mallet of trying to get its point across.
Yeah, and it's based on a really popular Japanese children's book of the same name. And you're right, it's especially now, because the story talks about this little boy Lubici who lives in this town full of smoke. And his father told him that there's stars up there, and nobody believes him. Nobody believes the kid or the dad. And my character Poupelle, who is this man, this being created of garbage, he goes on this journey with him to find the stars. I feel like after the year we've had, we're all kind of in this weird smoke screen. And it's just this message of like, hey, keep walking. We'll get past this. We just got to keep walking,
Did you get a chance to listen to the Japanese dub as well, just to hear the person that you'd be dubbing over?
Yeah, I did actually. I did. I would hear his recordings, and mainly for time span, like how much time I had to fill the line and stuff. But I mean, it's always fascinating to listen to that. I love it.
I'd love to listen to the Japanese one at some point in time. There's the Spanish dub I'd also love to hear as well, just to get the full robust feeling. Because sometimes we lose, words or emotions within translation. Because one of the creators the other day was telling me that sometimes it takes 10 words to say it in Japanese and only 2 in English, and vice versa.
Wow. And just to kind of the kind of flexibility that they had to have with those lines to get the same message and the same meaning of the story to come out, that's really tricky.
Yeah. And this is something that I was really thrilled to see. Before I realized, when I saw the name Poupelle, I thought it was going to be a French animated feature. And then when I realized that it was Japanese, it added another level of intrigue to it.
Yeah, and also Lubici sounds Italian, Poupelle's French. It's Japanese. You're right. There's a lot of different things to it.
Yeah, it's very American because we're that international.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's it.
With so much that's going on, take us through the dubbing session for Poupelle, because when you get a script and you're like, oh, you're the garbage guy, like what runs through your head at that instance?
I know. I mean, I actually thought about it this morning. It's like the character I played, Forky, on Toy Story was like, he loved trash, and then now I'm playing a guy who's made of trash. So there's a theme going on. But I'm just always so grateful they asked. I mean, I think it's such a beautiful movie, and I walk in knowing the script because I read the script, and then you see the animation, and you're like, this is beautiful. Like, it's beautiful, and I'm always reminded that the voice acting, we are a very small slice of this pie. Most of the pie is just the artistry. I mean, you look at the film and it has this kind of almost like watercolor, ethereal, very kind of jewel tones. Like, it's just a beautiful film. And so I just feel really thankful to even be a small part of it, honestly.
It was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, there's CG, there's pastel colors, there's darkness, there's light. And more importantly than anything, there's hope. And I think that's something we've been lacking the last 2.5 years.
Yeah, man. Hope. And it's like, even as simple as that statement is, and children's stories in general, those messages are typically what adults need to listen to because we get so much noise in our head and stuff. But you're right, this message is about hope. And Lubici carried that hope where everybody else around him was like, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Stay here. Stay in the smoke. Stay here. And he's like, no, there's something else. There's something else. And he also had Poupelle come along, my character, who everybody kind of just needs that one friend to see them and believe in them and to encourage them to keep going.
Tony, unfortunately, we're running out of time. I got 2 more minutes, so it's got to be 2 questions. How do we find Lubici's hope for society and willingness to befriend somebody that doesn't necessarily fit who we would want to consider within our social status? Would be the first one.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think it would be about if there are people around you that are just kind of bringing you down, you might want to reassess, and be around those communities that can have that hope and see that encouragement, because that's where you're going to get the strength.
And for people that have children and for adults that just enjoy animation, what's the one grand takeaway you want them to get from Poupelle of Chimney Town?
I would say if there's one, I think obviously the story is very, very hopeful, but just kind of art in general is this is a very life-giving piece of art. And I think it's very easy to find art that can bring you down sometimes. But this is what we need right now. It's a very redemptive, life-giving piece of work. So that's the big takeaway, I think.
Tony, thank you so very much for your time, man. I'm glad I finally got a chance to talk to you.
Me
and our
too.
schedules worked out.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, brother. I'll talk to you next time.
You got it. And if you're celebrating, have a Merry Christmas. And if not, at the very least, have a Happy New Year.
I love it. I love it. I love that happy birthday sign. That was the name of the film, Happy Birthday?
The name of the other movie was Mr. Birthday.
Oh, Mr. Birthday.
Yeah. So it was an Eric Roberts film.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, nice to see you, brother.
Good seeing you too. Take care and happy holidays.